I'm going to talk specifically today about the Smallest Things charity and the Prem Aware Award that we've established for schools. The Smallest Things was founded by parents, very much for parents. We get it. We've been there in neonatal care before, but we've also been on that journey that we know lasts long after you leave the hospital unit. And what we want to do as a charity is to create a better world for families and children after they've left the unit. We want to ensure that all children born prematurely have the best possible outcomes and do well. And for parents, particularly of school-age children, wanting to know that our kids are going to do well when they go to school. We know parents, all parents, worry about sending their children off to nursery, off to preschool, off to school. For me, myself, I've got a child in year 6, getting a little bit worried about sending him off to a big secondary school as well. But for parents who've been through this journey, it can be more worrying, more anxious. And we want schools to be ready for our children. We don't want parents to be worried about, are their children ready to go to school? Are they ready for that next transition step? We want parents to be reassured that the schools are ready for them. Everything that we do as a charity, the parent voice, be it through us as trustees or our supporters, really run through everything that we do. And that's why we created the Prem Aware Award. Parents have been telling us for a number of years now that there needs to be more awareness and understanding of educational needs for children in school. As Sam was saying just a few minutes ago, parents will often say that they feel their child is slipping under the radar, or not to worry because your child will catch up. More than 90% of parents in a recent survey told us there needs to be more awareness, and less than half of parents said that they thought their child's school understood their child's learning needs. There's a quote from a parent here that will probably resonate with lots of parents joining us online today. And they said that their son had their developmental check in hospital, which was corrected alongside his actual date, but no further assessments had been undertaken. And they felt very strongly that training was needed for school staff so that they fully understood the impact of being born premature. And they were delighted of the work that the Smallest Things and researchers were doing to try and bridge that gap. But why is this so important? Why do we want schools to take steps to be more aware of the needs of children born prematurely? Well, I mean, the one big reason, apart from all of us as parents wanting our kids to do the best they can do when they get to school and to be supported through that lasting journey, we know that 2 to 3 children in every average size class may have been born prematurely. That's a lot of children out there. If you put that through a whole school, that's a lot of children that may need additional support. And we'd like parents to know that those teachers will be able to support any specific needs their child has, but that these children are supported throughout their educational journey. And what do we want to achieve by what we're doing as a charity at the moment? We want to improve that awareness and understanding of school staff. And we want to reassure parents that when their child goes to school, that the school will be aware and compassionate towards the potential needs that your child may have. Most importantly, we want to skill the teachers so that they have the knowledge to be able to support the learning needs that children may have, and to be able to identify in a timely manner when a child may need some additional help and support. And looking ahead, we want to improve those long-term outcomes. We want all children born prematurely to do well in school. The best thing about the Prem Aware Award, it's actually really simple for schools to do. It doesn't take long, but it has a massive impact, as we'll hear later today from teachers who've undertaken the training and gone through the process. So what do we ask schools to do? Well, the first thing is to train staff. Sam will be talking a little bit later about a free online resource called the PRISM training, which was developed specifically for educational staff. But lots of parents, we know, have gone through the training and have said how beneficial it has been for them. The best thing about the training is it's free to access and doesn't take long. And Sam will be talking a little bit more about the training later today. We've had feedback from teachers and from parents who've gone through the training. One parent told us she'd had a 23-weeker, that she felt a huge sense of relief that there was finally a resource that was available to help educational staff understand the social, emotional and the academic needs of their school-age child. They felt that this resource was long overdue, and it rightly focuses on the lifelong needs of children born prematurely and the challenges that they may have after the neonatal unit and into their school life. Secondly, we want to raise awareness. As Sam was saying, it's useful for parents to share details of their child's preterm birth history, but often schools don't ask a specific question on this. So step 2 of becoming a Prem Aware school is to change the registration forms, to have a question on there alongside all the other questions that you might be asked about your family, how you get to school, and all the other details about your child. The one thing that is often missing is around birth history. So we ask schools just to pop a question on there so that parents, if they want to, can share details of their child's premature birth history. I certainly know, from my experience as a parent, I wasn't sure whether I should share that information with my child's school. There didn't seem to be a process where I could share that information, but having a little prompt when your child starts school can allow parents just to share those details. And then teachers in the classroom can be aware of which children may have been born prematurely and may be able to look out for some of those subtle needs that children born preterm often have. And then the final step of becoming a Prem Aware school is to work together with parents and carers of children, asking for feedback. We know most recently one of our newest Prem Aware schools has arranged a forum for parents of children born preterm so that they can get together to discuss their experiences, but also to help that particular school shape the support that they are offering to their families. What do the schools tell us about the Prem Aware Award? The schools give us such great feedback, and I'm really excited for you to hear from some of our Prem Aware schools and teachers later in today's session. They tell us that it gives them, and particularly the training gives them, a greater oversight of the needs that children may have, and they feel better able to support the specific learning needs of those children. We've been building momentum over the last year or so in terms of our Prem Aware Award. We now have Prem Aware schools across the UK. We also have inquiries from other countries as well. So watch this space. You never know. We might be going bigger. The number of schools that are Prem Aware at the moment, these numbers were put on this presentation last week. They've actually increased since then. So we have on this 35 Prem Aware schools in total. 24 have pledged to become Prem Aware by November 2023, and 20 are completing the process. With a few more inquiries and new Prem Aware schools we've had in the last week, we are very nearly at 100 Prem Aware schools so far in the UK. But there are a lot of schools in the UK, and our aim is for all schools in the UK to become Prem Aware by 2030. And we really would ask parents today to go back to their schools, or teachers who may be joining, to talk to your schools about undertaking the training that Sam will be talking about later, and following these 3 very simple steps that don't take long to do, but will have an enormous impact, ensuring that schools are ready to support the needs of children born prematurely.